Multivoting is a group decision-making technique used to reduce a long list of items into a manageable number by means of a structured series of votes. The result is a short list identifying what is important to the team. Multivoting is generally used whenever a brainstorming session has generated a list of items that is too extensive for all items to be addressed at one time. Because multivoting provides a quick and easy way for a team to identify the most popular or highest priority items on the list, those that are worthy of immediate attention, this tool can be helpful when you need to reduce a large list of items to a workable number quickly, with limited discussion and little difficulty. Prioritize a large list without creating a situation in which there are winners and losers in the group that generated the list, and when you need to identify the important or popular items on a large list. The nominal group technique is defined as a structured method for group brainstorming that encourages contributions from everyone and facilitates quick agreement on the relative importance of issues, problems, or solutions. Team members begin by writing down their ideas, then selecting which idea they feel is best. Once the team members are ready, everyone presents their favorite idea, and the suggestions are then discussed and prioritized by the entire group using a point-based system. The nominal group technique combines the importance ratings of individual group members into the final weighted priorities of the entire group, and is commonly used when some group members are much more vocal than others, when some group members think better in silence, or when some or all group members are new to the team. It can also be used when there is concern about some members not participating. The group doesn't easily generate quantities of ideas, or when the issue is controversial or there's a heated conflict. In brainstorming, you may face a large number of unique ideas even after affinity diagramming. Multivoting is a great tool to gain consensus on the top priority ideas within your team. For less than 10 or so items, we could use a rank ordering method. Yet, that method becomes cumbersome when there are a lot of items to prioritize. There are a couple of ways to conduct multivoting. Mastering this technique will help your team quickly focus on what is truly important. Let us say you have 25 ideas and want to identify the top 3 to focus on as potential project improvements. There is no obvious consensus in the group on which 3 to pursue. If the ideas are not already visible to everyone, get them on the wall. Make sure that everyone understands each idea because everyone will get multiple votes to apply to individual ideas. Teams and work groups use tools like brainstorming to generate lists of process-related problems, potential solutions, approaches, or options to address an issue. Once this is done, however, teams are sometimes unable to quickly and easily reduce the items on the list into a few manageable ideas. When team members perceive that more than one item has significant merit, multi-voting can be used to quickly identify the most important items on that list. Multi-voting is best suited for use in large groups that are reviewing long lists. It is valuable when there is difficulty in reaching consensus on the highest priority items on the list. It is not used, however, when trying to reach a consensus on a single issue. If you are working with a group trying to choose among a large number of options, multi-voting is an easy, structured approach to help your team make a decision. Multi-voting is a technique used to narrow down and prioritize a large list of ideas, and can be helpful in determining which ideas to pursue at the end of a brainstorming session. This technique is sometimes known as the N3. It is a great tool to use with brainstorming sessions, but there are many times it can be useful. It's a handy tool for your problem-solving toolbox. Each person gets the same number of votes they can apply as they see fit. Once everyone votes, it is easy to see where the group places priority or preference so that the team can quickly come to an agreement on ranking or seeing the top choices. Let us say that you have 25 ideas and want to identify the top 3 to focus on as potential product improvements. There is no obvious consensus in the group on which 3 to pursue. If the ideas are not already all visible to everyone, get them up on the wall. Make sure everyone understands each idea. Everyone will get multiple votes to apply to individual ideas. 1 vote per idea with 1/2 plus 1 vote per person. With 25 ideas, that means each person votes for 25 divided by 2 plus 1 or 13.5, which can be rounded up or down. If 3 ideas will have a clear majority of votes, you are done. If, say, the top 10 vote tallies are all very close, vote again on just the top 10 ideas and continue until there is a consensus among the group. Voting can be done with dots, show of hands, or ballots. With dots, members are each given a sheet of adhesive dots. 1 dot is provided for each vote the member is allocated. Members stick their dots next to the items on the flip chart. They may cast all votes for one item or distribute their votes as they choose. With a show of hands, the team leader or facilitator asks for a show of hands on each item on the list. Members keep track of how many times they have voted and are on the honor system to raise their hands only the prescribed number of times. With the ballot method, the list of items is reproduced on a paper ballot and the team members identify their preferences. This method is the most confidential and ensures that each member votes only the allowed number of times. Depending on the number of items, tabulation can be time-consuming and group momentum can be lost while waiting for the count to be completed. The nominal group technique is a weighted ranking method that allows a group to generate and prioritize a large number of issues within a structure that gives everyone equal voice. With multi-voting, there is no weighted ranking. Rather, it is more common to use rank ordering. That is, the ideas are ranked in an order based on the total cumulative votes that each idea individually received during the exercise. The idea with the greatest number of votes goes to the top of the list, whereas the one with the least goes to the bottom, and of course risks being removed from the list of ideas altogether as the list is being narrowed down. Typically, the options are the result of a brainstorming session, and options will be on a whiteboard, flip chart, or shared central point of the meeting room. Clarify all options for participants, allow them to ask questions about the options, but not provide their evaluations of each individual option. Number each option so that the participants can easily identify them, then determine the number of votes that each person gets. The general rule of thumb is 1/4 of the total options. For example, if there are 20 options, then each participant should get 5 votes. Each participant silently, individually makes their selection, followed by the identification of their votes on the whiteboard or flip chart. Once all of the votes are counted, then the list of ideas is ranked based on the cumulative votes each received. Count the votes for each item. Any item receiving votes from half the people voting is identified for the next round of voting. For example, if there are 12 people voting, any item receiving at least 6 votes is included in the next round. Signify the items for the next round by circling or marking them with a symbol. Then repeat the process of issuing an equal number of votes to each participant who will then use all of their votes on any one or multiple ideas that have been identified for the second round of votes. After the voting is completed, The ideas are re-ranked, and if needed, a third or fourth round of voting can take place in the same manner as the second round. Participants continue to vote and narrow down the options until there is an appropriate number of ideas for the group to analyze as part of the decision-making or problem-solving process. Generally, groups need to have 3 to 5 options for further analysis. Then they can discuss the remaining ideas. At this time, the group engages in discussing the pros and cons of the remaining ideas in small subgroups or the group as a whole before proceeding with the appropriate actions. This might be making a choice of the best option or identifying the top priorities, such as the determination of which improvements to a process should be made in a Six Sigma project. Every week, we upload new videos between 5 and 10 minutes in length, where we will focus on the strategic implementation of Lean and Six Sigma. As a Six Sigma expert, I am passionate about quality. And if you are too, then click subscribe to be notified whenever we upload our next Lean Six Sigma video.